Welcome to the TTIEPOD, where we get people to come and sit down with us and give us insight into who they are in Angola, Africa, and beyond. And as usual, I am your host, KD. And this time we're at the third edition of Angola Means Business, and we are at ExpoGardens in Macaluso. So we're not at a hotel. This time we decided to come out to nature a little bit and do something a little bit different. But as usual, TTIEPOD, same theme, same concept, sit down with people who have amazing stories about what they're doing. And as you know, TTIEPOD, we do not introduce our guests. We get them to introduce themselves and let us know more about them. So let's go over to our guest. Welcome, sir.
Hi, I'm Thomas Gerard Reis. I am the Director of JegeReis, international trading company.
When you say JegeReis, where does that name come from?
So actually, funny enough, Kamal, it comes from Jegede, and you can translate. You're Nigerian, you're British. Jegede is my partner's family name,
Okay.
and I'm Reis, so we did JegeReis,
Okay.
which is a bit of, it gets people guessing, it gets people talking about what are you? So that's what we try to go for, something that is a bit inquisitive. People will kind of ask us questions and we can tell them about our story. But what we wanted to say, we wanted to be a bit old school and say, hey, we're here to stay. We're not going to tarnish our family names. We're going to tarnish our name. We're here to help Africa find markets within Africa and export to other markets when there's excess product.
Okay, so you are, correct me if I'm wrong, so you're an exporting company?
Yeah, well, our primary goal is to export, and then we export to other African countries. So for example, I can say we are in 2 African countries with full open entities. I can proudly say also, as an Angolan, I have my BVN number. All right, so
you Nigerians, you know what that means.
yeah, so BVN is basically for Angolans a NIF, or for a British or the crowd is your taxation number in Nigeria. So we have a footprint in Angola, a footprint in Nigeria, because my partner is Nigerian and I am Angolan. So we have this, and then we also have a company in the UK, which we also have connections to. And also we trade through Dubai in Asia.
Oh, wow. So when you say export, give me a little bit more. What do you export out of Angola?
So, I mean, we started with byproducts of industry. So what we did, we said, hey, well, what in Angola do people have in excess that the market does not consume? So we started with things like maize bran. Maize bran, so Angola has got a record-breaking amount of industries around the milling industry. So for example, wheat, corn, there's a bit of millet milling also happening. So, but I mean, the excess is in corn and wheat, and there's this excess. So we said people were literally burning because they didn't have any place to store in their silos. So we found a demand in our neighboring country, in Namibia and also South Africa. So we started doing that, and we can happily say we were like pioneers in this. And this became a common thing and a way of also Angolan people to live, and where we kind of pride ourselves in this, and it got a bit crowded for us. So we then reinvented the wheel again and started looking at other markets that we feel there's excess and our fellow African countries also need. But we don't discriminate also to other continents. We also look at those continents as a destination, such as the UK, such as Asia. We're talking about Bangladesh also as a market that we also target.
Okay, so you guys actually spreading out and actually moving things around.
Yeah, slow steps.
Slow steps, I like that. Slow step, but surely.
Yeah, but surely we'll get there.
How many years has the company existed for?
So JegeReis overall is existed for 5 years, where we have
quite young.
Yeah. So we originally, so the backstory is that me and my partner Sholape, we met in the UK, and we all had this passion to incentivize young people to move back to Africa and to come and give back what they've learned in the UK and gain some experience and come and implement it. And I guess out of like about 50 members in the association that was multi universities, we were the ones that really stuck to the original story and moved back. So I came back first, went and straight into the bush in Kunene, in Onjiva. Actually, to correct myself, not Onjiva, but we went directly into which area, which is called Kubati. We had a mining exploration license with my family company. So I went there. I spent 2 years, and I spent also some time working for the Angolan government, a total of 5 years. I started as a translator for the governor of the region, and then I became the tech chief also for that region.
Oh, wow.
Because they found that I had some tech know-how, let's put it this way. As you also know, I've got the aspiration for that area too. So yeah, and then we started trying at life, right? Sholape joined me after we started talking a lot. I mean, we were a bit naive. We thought as two young guys we could start trading in oil and gas derivatives.
You went to the deep end first.
We went deep, yeah, we went deep. We thought that, okay, we're gonna make it overnight. Let's just try it. And then, but the good thing is that we were good to realize that we have to have projects. We have to realize, come back to basics. So we started with agricultural products, which I think is a good start. To then start with smaller amounts of cash and exposure, and then steadily grow, you know. And so now we're working with quite big companies, and we're quite renowned in some things we do.
Okay, now that's great to hear.
Yeah.
And I wish you guys definitely the very best in what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
It's great to see, you know, young entrepreneurs coming back and making an impact in their country. So well done.
Yeah.
Now, it's great with what you guys are doing in terms of exporting and stuff. So the next question is going to be linked to it. You know, geopolitically, we know what's going on out there, you know, the wars and everything. So how is that impacting your business?
Yeah, I mean, what we work on, saying we're focusing on agricultural commodities. The thing is that we diversified early on.
Okay.
Into exploration products also, so exploration for mining. So as you well know, when there's these mad times, there's demand for, well, obviously in a kind of different era in terms of boom, in terms of the world is trying to diversify, trying to find different resources. So African countries, Angola is experiencing this mining boom. So we had always had this vision to implement a one-stop shop drilling solution for anyone doing exploration. So your geologists are looking for snake gators to not get bitten, for example. So we've built something like this, and we've established ourselves with the Rolls Royce of brands of that industry, which are to do with ground engaging tools, biodegradable chemicals that are used to go down the hole. So drilling campaigns is similar you have in oil and gas. You also have that in the mining space. So we diversified early on. We're servicing the sector with one of the only go-to companies that have stock in country and are able to support the customers with proper know-how, with Angolan expertise, multinational. And we take the acumen of knowing about logistics in Africa and moving goods in and out to get to be able to service our customers the best way we can in the most remote zones in Angola. Because working in agriculture, we know where every single bridge might be broken, which is the lead time for things. So customers like it because we're accurate. So we know the ground. So that experience comes from coming from the UK and London, dropping out of university, going straight to the bush and starting to understand what Angola really is, from where the problems exist, and being able to transmit it in a diplomatic way to the customer. You're able to achieve it. It's going to be difficult, but we're going to help you get there.
It's all about having boots on the ground. And that's what you've done. literally.
Yeah, boots on the ground.
Okay, so in terms of that, so I guess the war has its impact on you guys one way or another. So now let's shift up a bit. We've spoken about what you've done, what you do. We've spoken about the impact of geopolitical issues, how that's impacting your company, or even impacting Angola, Africa as a whole. Now, the last question I'm going to ask you is about investments.
Yeah,
The world is talking about IPOs.
yeah,
Next IPO coming out, SpaceX.
yeah,
I've received emails saying that, listen, Kamal, you want to invest minimum $1,000. I'm like, okay, minimum $1,000, but you can go up. I was like, okay, interestingly.
yeah,
But then at the same time, you have Dangote
yeah.
IPO coming, which is going to be open to nearly every capital market in Africa.
Yeah.
What would your advice be?
Well, that's a tough question, right? I'm a firm believer in technology. The vision of our company is also very firm. So whatever we do in agriculture or mining, we've got partnerships and we're training our staff to be at that tipping edge of using AI for the mining sector, for the agricultural sector. We're using drones, all of these things. So we love this. And we know energy and food security is also part of that equation. That's what we're also, so it's a very tough question because SpaceX being SpaceX, it's AI, you know, there's that vision of also merging with Tesla of the in the foreseeable future. And then you've got the Dangote angle. But being an African company, I think we would try and work much more with Dangote because it calls closer to home. And I think if you're talking about investments, I think that's scalable. But you shouldn't bet against Elon Musk, I guess, also. So I would say just to be, if I was right now, I'm part of a board of directors trying to make that decision, I would say split 50-50.
There you go. You continue to split. It's the best way forward.
Yeah, diversify. You know, hedge. Yeah, that's the way.
Hedge your bets, the best way possible.
Yeah.
Now, Thomas, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thanks, man.
And I'm wishing you guys the very best at JegeReis.
Yeah.
I know you guys have plans for the future.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys are the audience out there, if you're looking for a company in terms of exporting agriculture, goods, and also into the mining side of things, why don't you reach out? Of course, we're going to give the information out there when this goes out on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and wherever. So thank you once more.
Yeah.
To our audience out there, this is what we do. We sit down with experts, we sit down with people that have businesses who are making an impact and trying to bring about change where they are and how that impacts not just Angola, but Africa and beyond. So till next time, I'm your host, KD. Keep on watching this space. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Inspiring show, what you've been doing, man.
Thank you so much.